What's up, guys, girls? Welcome back to the Whack and Shack. Can't thank y'all enough. First 24 hours, got like 43 subs, 220 views, and like 30 likes, 12 or 13 comments on there. That's way more than what I was ever expecting. A couple of bigger YouTubers, big name YouTubers as far as I'm concerned, stepped through to help me out on that. Can't thank y'all enough. I really appreciate it. I will help you out one way or another. All the comments, feedback, stuff like that, really appreciate it. But to get past that, we're going to go ahead and get to our second video. I kind of posted the teaser and the trailer and all that stuff like that leading up into it. I recently acquired a bunch of these crusty 4x4 chunks. So today we're going to turn them into something. Stick around and we'll get right into it. So anytime you're working with reclaimed lumber, fence post, barn wood, anything like that that's been part of a structure or anything of purpose before, good chance it's going to have nails or screws in it. So if you want to save your time, money, and sanity, it's a good idea to go over it, give it a good once over, make sure it's got no kind of nails or anything like that in it whatsoever. You will destroy your tools. It's not fun. Tools are expensive. If you're working on a budget, it's kind of hard to come by those. So this is 26 inches long, which will work out perfect for what we're wanting to do. You might notice that I got a full notepad laying here. That'll come into play here in a second because we try to dumb this down as much as we can. Okay, so 26 inches. Take your notepad. These are usually 8 by 10, 8 by 11 inches long. The exact measurement doesn't really matter, but we want to have the full sheet. You can really do this with any size paper, but this is what I got on hand, and this is going to work out great for what we're wanting. Okay, then after that, I like to just take some random sized objects. As long as it's got a straight edge, trust me on this, it will work out great. Usually tends to work out great, I ain't gonna lie. This will work. Box nails. Give her another line right there. And then right off the bottom of that line, just slide down a little bit if you want to. We want these to be 3 different sizes, kind of unique. There's no exact measurement on the size. Just whatever you feel comfortable with, whatever you want to get squirrely with. Ear check. After everything's said and done with the Super Duper Chop Saw 5000 over here, shove these. There's no rhyme or reason for the size of them, just whatever you feel comfortable with. The only real concern that you have is that they got 4 sides, 2 of which that are side by side that you can work with, and that the tops and bottoms are flat. That will come into key later. So let me get everything set up here, and I'll show you exactly why we cut this one to the same size as our notepad. We lay down our 4x4 on here. Trace a straight edge. Once again, not exact rocket scientist, just gotta be real close to it. I got the idea for this whenever I was going through some YouTube shorts. The guy had something really cool going on, and he kind of left it at this. And as I was watching it, I was like, man, you could turn that into something with just a little bit more if you want to put your own little twist on things. So I gave it a shot, and this is what we got. I'm super thrilled with how easy they are to do these, and the way they turn out, especially how responsive people are to them. And they're kind of unique. I don't see a lot of people around here doing anything with stuff like this, so why not try it? Alright. That's the pattern you want to draw. I know it's kind of rough. I just drew it up freehand and everything like that. What that actually is the profile of one of your owls, your biggest owl. So you're going to cut this out. You're going to keep this. Once I get it cut out, I'll come back to y'all and I'll show you exactly how we're going to use it. After everything's said and done, you should have the negative space cut out. Look like this. So my template kind of fell apart a little bit, but it's fine. I've got my backup that I made from my other. And once again, this don't have to be an exact science. You'll have that. I know it's kind of hard to see. I don't want to use markers on it because it will stain into the wood. Sometimes that stuff's kind of hard to get out of there. Go over to the exact other side, opposite side, sorry, where the beak meets. Line them up. So, look at it. It's kind of hard to see, but that's what you got. So, I'm gonna get the rest of the tools out, get this clamped down, and I'll show you how to turn this into something real quick. I like to chuck it up inside this big work vise that I got from Beaver. This thing's a boss, like nothing moves, the table will move where it moves. Kind of makes it convenient. So you get your router out, try to go with the 1/4 inch flat, let you get in all the nooks and crannies, everything. Not nearly as much cleanup on this. Do as I say, not as I do. Wear some safety gear when you're doing this. It's kind of hard to see and film and do all that while you're doing this, but sound check, I'll try to edit most of this out for you guys. Alright, that side's done. I'm going to save you all the hassle, cut the video here, I'll knock out the other side of this, and I'll come back to you whenever it's time to work on the smaller ones. And alright, after the first one's cut out, you should have something that looks like this. Kind of see where it's going, get the deep cuts, needs a little bit of sanding. I will suggest that when you do the sanding on this, don't go bananas and make it look smooth like it's brand new. That takes away from it. It's supposed to look like a barn owl, man. Barn owls are old, they're crusty. Swoop down and mess with you when you're in there acting like a fool when you're a kid. Barn owls, alright? So, the two smaller blocks we cut. This one. And this one. Barn owls make nests in barns, that's why they're called barn owls. I know it's common sense, but a lot of people don't get that. Our barn owl needs babies. The only thing we do on these is we mainly just use the head template that we just cut out. You can use either the negative or the stencil, it doesn't matter. I've done just about enough of these to where I can freehand them on here. Once again, this doesn't have to be like museum quality. It's just got to be fairly symmetrical. So when people's eyes catch on to it, they're like, ah, yep, that's an owl. So that's what we're going for. Okay, right there, we got the owl part going on. Want to leave a little bit of a gap right there in the middle. You can put feet on here if you want to. I usually don't even bother with the feet on the smaller ones. Wing throwing up, there's his face, all that. The little guy, by far the easiest. If I could get my template to straighten up, that'd be awesome, y'all. Work with me here. There we go. Little guys just ahead. I'm gonna cut the video, shave these guys out, knock them out, and I'll come back to you, okay? Alright, routing's done. So, we have the Big Owl just about finished. Still gotta do the sand and knock off some of the rough edges. We have medium-sized owl and the tiny owl. Take your pencil, give you a couple hash lines on each owl. Make sure they're symmetrical. And when you do this, try to give the bridge of the beak here about an inch and a half, because we're going to do some work here on this to like really make it look like an owl's face, and you don't want it running into your Forstner holes. We're going to take this over to the drill press, and we're going to use probably 3/4 inch to 1 inch Forstner bits to carve out the eyes, and I'll load it up as soon as we get over there. 1 inch bits chucked up in the drill press. Forstner bits leave a pretty clean cut with a little divot in the center. Works out perfect for eyes and stuff like that, so this shouldn't be that noisy. I'm gonna go down and try to land it right on the divot you put in for the eye earlier. The only big qualm with this is you want to make it to where it's level. So what I try to do is drop only to right here at the very edge of this into the wood, so all the eyes are an even depth. On each one of the owls right here across the bridge of the beak, we're going to shave with, you can do it with sandpaper, chisel, preferably. I like to use a 1.5 inch chisel for mine. But we're going to shave that starting off at a fine point down here at the edge of the beak, and we're going to widen it up as it gets towards the top and kind of roll it over to give it that curved look of the head. So, you get my mallet out. Just like that. And when we go over this with the final end, and we kind of like knock the rough edges off with the sandpaper, we'll give that a little bit of love, kind of curve it off a bit more, do a lot. I'm going to go ahead and take care of these two as well, and I'll show you guys after all three are done. Once the nose is rounded off, you can see that it's kind of like that. Yes, I could take an oil mold sander or anything like that and do that, but it'd kind of take away from the rustic look on it. If you got a scrap of 60 grit, that works great on this barnwood. Now, on top of these, square, remember this from the last video? You want to find as close to center as you can. on all three of these. That's probably why. Went ahead and chucked up 1 1/4 inch 4's in our bit and top. And on the top of these, we've already got a marked center. So what we're going to do is we're going to line that up with the center as best as we can. You just want to put a little divot in it, like that. You are drilling into end grain, so it's not going to be like super easy, and it will feel like your bit is bogging down. Be sure not to burn your bit up. Forstner bits aren't exactly cheap. I got these from Beaver. Pretty good company if you're working on a budget. Alright, so we got our eyes drilled. We got the candle holder drilled on top of them. Stack them up. Make a totem pole, or whatever you want to call it. Now, a lot of people like want to go sanding these right away, and if you do that, you're going to ruin whatever kind of rustic look that you have on them. I mean, if you look right here, these cracks and things are what you want to keep, but you want to accent those. And you're probably wondering why I'm holding a torch in my hand. Let's just go ahead and get to it. Yes, we are in a woodshed. Yes, I know it's dangerous. I have several fire extinguishers out here, but fire will accent all the grains and cracks in these. I cannot stress enough, please, please, please use some common sense when doing this, and safety. If you don't feel comfortable doing this, take it outside, prop it up on something, I don't care, but for all intents and purposes, we're going to do it here. I've got enough fire extinguishers and buckets of water to where I think I'll be okay. Before I fire this up and it starts making all kinds of noise, the only thing that we're going to burn on these are the areas that are risen, that are embossed off of the fresh wood. So you don't want to go nuts and just char them all crazy. You just want to kiss it with the fire a little bit. Give it that dark look. Move on to the next one. It's nothing but a couple passes on each one. Don't go in here trying to flambe your owls. Alright, kill that. Safety tip: don't leave these unattended for a while. Like, keep an eye on them or take them outside somewhere to where if they do combust by chance there's an ember or something down in the grains, that it won't burn down everything that you've worked for. Get your 60 grit, bridge of the nose right here where we kind of darken it up. Just up and down strokes to accent that beak. Owls are cut, they're drilled, everything's going great. We got the burn on them, rough sand a little bit, kept that distressed look. Notice that we done a lot more sanding on the beak, the bridge of the beaks on all three of these. It kind of makes the owl face pop a little bit. Yes, they are rough. They're supposed to be rough. It's rustic. They're made from a dried up, cracked 4x4. 4's. Thank you guys for sticking around watching the video. It means a lot to me. It means more than you actually know. I was surprised by that, the support and everything I got. I posted on a couple different pages. The Bearded Viking himself, man, I've been watching you since I started. I've learned a lot from you. Just the fact that you commented on it was awesome. I know that I spoke with you the other night in a live stream and you gave me some advice. I'll use every bit of it. David Ardito, met the guy last night on a Facebook page. Guy talked to me like he's known me my whole life, gave me some advice. man, I will not take your word for granted. If there's any way that I can help you out in the long run, please let me know. I'm only in Ohio. It ain't that far. Everybody that's watching this video, like I said earlier, the process of this video is I want to start off small. Yes, I know that these are reclaimed lumber, reclaimed wood, and I'm using them to make smaller profits. I do actual woodwork. Over here in the corner, there is probably 300 some board feet of fiddleback walnut, Clare walnut, maple, and curly maple, and cherry, and all kinds of things. And if you go to my Facebook page, you'll see some of the stuff I do. I do dovetail boxes and stuff like that. That's my bread and butter. I've got a CNC machine, a laser engraver. In the house, I've got an X-Tool F1 or S1 that I do crazy stuff with. But the process of this video is to start off small so I could show the every man, every woman, I remembered, that build up, hone your craft, invest that money back in yourself, invest that money back in your shop. You're not trying to get rich overnight. And you can do all this stuff. This isn't hard. I've only been at this for a year, and the amount of stuff that I've learned just from networking with people, watching YouTube videos, and just paying attention, just keeping my mouth shut and watching what's going on around is insane. Thank you, each and every one of you all. The support that you guys have given me is insane. I believe at the time of me making this video, I've got like 200 and some comments or 200 and some views and 40 some followers. That's way more than I ever, or 40 some subscribers. That's way more than I ever expected to get in the first day. Thank you from the bottom of my heart. You have no idea what that means to me. It makes me feel like this is worthwhile. I'm sure there's only better things to come. There'll be more videos. I don't know how frequent the videos will be, but I'm going to try to do them as often as possible. I'm out here working as much as I can, getting orders out and getting things ready for craft fairs and events like that. I also do some fundraiser stuff. I'm getting ready to do one for one of the local schools' volleyball teams. Thank you, guys. I can't say that enough. From the deepest, darkest parts of my heart, thank you. God bless. Love y'all. I'm out.